Apologies for any technical issues we may be having. I think we are back up and going here. After the first down, Dixon now is going to be 1st and 10 around the 47-yard line. Clock inside 8 minutes here. Again, both teams scoreless so far through about a quarter and a half. Shaner and Wiseman set up. This one's going to be taken by Shaner, trying to go for the quarterback power. He is thrown back. Luke, another great play, and we're calling his number again. Looks like that was Hunter Evans on the hit. He is showing out here so far tonight.
Yeah, Shaner might want to be able to point out where he's at so far, Trevor. That's probably his 5th or 6th tackle for loss, let alone, the group tackles he's been involved in so far. But he's letting Shaner and Wiseman know he's ready to play tonight, and then setting the tone, too, for the rest of their Crusader defense. Sorry, for their defense.
It has happened since we might have lost you, but yard line, as this will be the first time either team has been in the red zone here tonight, Luke.
Yeah, here Dixon coming through, right, puts one on the board their last drive. Another quick 3-and-out for the Crusaders. And now we have another drive here right before half here. This is a big possession for both teams. Dixon go up 2 scores with getting the ball back to start the third, or can Lutheran make a stand here, keep it a 1-score game going into halftime. But big 1 minute and 14 seconds here to end the half here.
So there was a timeout called on the field by Lutheran. That gives us an opportunity to remind you that tonight's ball game is brought to you by Lars Plumbing, serving Rockford since 2019. Give John a call at 815-378-8686. Looks like the ball might be a little slick with that wet turf, as you mentioned. If you're the Crusaders, you really got to hold them to a field goal attempt here. It's going to be really tough to get back in this ball game with the way your offense is playing. You're down 2 scores. You give them the ball back at halftime, and just some unsavory field conditions here tonight. It's going to be tough to move the ball down the field here if you give up something right here. Absolutely.
Lutheran's got to be able to keep tackling here, right? Dixon still has 2 timeouts, so a lot of time still with those 2 timeouts. So Lutheran's got to make tackles in the field, keep the clock going, make them have to take those timeouts. Can't let them out to the sideline to stop the clock.
Time by the defensive line of the Crusaders. A couple guys in on that tackle. Looks like number 50 and number 42. Roman Scordato and Reese Hammer. He's throwing the ball up down to the right pylon once again, and it is dropped. Incomplete. Had a receiver open up. Dixon not forced to take a timeout here towards the end of the half. Of course, this one. And actually, Luke, it looks like Dixon will keep their offense on the field, trying to get aggressive and go up 2 touchdowns before the end of the half right here. But before that, we will have a timeout. Dixon, maybe they were just trying to see what the defense was going to do there.
No, sorry, wait. I like the timeout there. I think it's, big play here. You can't go to halftime with them. Might as well set up.
We'll see what this Dixon coaching staff wants to do. I'm sure they would love to go up 2 scores. Interesting, we'll see that Lutheran did take the opening game kickoff, so Dixon will have the ball after halftime. If you're the Dukes, you might just want to go into the half up 10 points to nothing. You get the ball back. You've had some success here in this second quarter. You're the coaching staff, you really think you can continue that on throughout the rest of the ball game. And if you're Lutheran, you'd love nothing more than for this Dukes offense to come out on the field to give your defense an opportunity to get a stop, perhaps get some momentum going into halftime.
Yeah, like I said, get a stop here. You get the half down 1 score. I think if you're Lutheran, you feel happy about yourself with the way the first half's going. But a big play here, because that flips the whole momentum, and that locker room conversation, it sounds totally different, down 10 or 14-0. So
Shaner's going to be in the backfield. They are going to go for it. This one's going to be a quarterback power. Shaner has got some room up the middle, and he is going to be inside the 5-yard line. That's going to be enough for a first down. A good, tough run there on 4th down and 3. He picks up around 5, and now Dixon in prime spot to perhaps punch this ball in, go up 2 touchdowns. Ball is going to be spotted at the 5. They do take another timeout here for the end of the half. They have none left. So, Luke, that does change up your play calling a little bit. We've seen Shaner go to the air. We've seen a lot of power plays both by Shaner and by Wiseman. Now with no timeouts left to go, you got 30 seconds. Keep the ball on the ground and you don't get it in for 6. You got a chance for maybe 1 2. I don't think you'll have enough time for 3 plays if you don't go to the air at least once here inside 30 seconds.
No, I agree. I think at the high school level, you're asking your guys to go, it's 5 yards, to go no huddle 3 times in 30 seconds. I think that's a lot. Asking them to read line, get set up, find the sideline judge and all those things. I think going in play here. I think that's me. So far, I like Shaner with the read option, but into the rollout though, right? He's an athlete. Can make a guy miss on the sideline. Getting in for a score on the run here, and then having a little out route from your slot guy here towards the corner of the end zone.
Shaner of the huddle trying to get this ball into the end zone. 4-6 once again before half. Another player as now they get set. 3 receivers down to the bottom of the formation, 2 to the top. Shaner all alone. He takes the ball. He's looking off to the right. He's got a man open, and this one is going to be caught for a touchdown by the senior quarterback, Tyler Shaner, to get that ball into the end zone. 4-6 as Dixon takes a 2-score lead here with 25 seconds left to go in the second quarter.
1-2 are far off there, right? They took that back, but they ran a nice little out route there, put his best player one-on-one, beat him to the pylon, and then nice throw there, nice strike, and 2 big touchdown throws here late in the second quarter for Dixon to get the 13-0 lead here.
Extra point still to come. Once again, number 34 doing the kicking, Caleb Carson. It's some pressure off the edge, but Carson gets a good, strong kick up and through the uprights as Dixon now has a 14-0 lead with 25 seconds left to go. Timeout in your pocket if you're the Crusaders. You're obviously hoping for a big play here on special teams. You'd love nothing more than to get some good field position and perhaps have an opportunity to drive this ball down the field. You never know. You get a big flag, you get a big gain, one of your guys breaks free on the outside, but you really got to get some momentum here before half, if at all possible.
Yeah, return here for Lutheran kind of decides the last 20, 22 seconds for them. If you're deep in Dixon's territory, you may just take the knee, go to halftime down 2 scores, make adjustments, have to get out the field there on that first possession defensively. But if you get a nice kickoff return here, get it to the 40, maybe midfield, take a shot and see what happens. So I think this kickoff return is going to kind of set up the last 20-something seconds for us.
Dixon kicking the ball again. 2 touchdowns here late in the second quarter here for the Dukes as their offense really started to gel towards the back half of that second quarter. And 3 timeouts left here for the Crusaders. They would love nothing more than to pick up some big chunk plays, perhaps get into the end the sideline. So perhaps what you're looking for, if you're the Crusaders, you would love the big return, but that does not take any time off the clock. And ball going to be spotted around the 35-yard line, We'll see if they have a big play in their pocket that they've been saving for a situation like this.
Yeah, I think you take a shot here, Trevor. I don't want to, you have the timeouts at this high school level with the way that the position's playing for them right now. I don't like any routes coming back towards the ball, right?
So ball spotted at the 35-yard line. Referee signaling over to the press box. Just confirming the penalty, I believe. They're going to say that they're going to take the penalty yardage on that kick. They'll have a re-kick here, looks like. As we'll see now with the extended kickoff attempt, if the Crusaders have any. Lutheran decided to have that 5 yards tacked on to the kick. It's going to be a re-kick here for Dixon. Ball spotted at the 35-yard line. 2 returners back deep for Lutheran, both standing around the 20-yard line. This one's going to be popped up, taken in around the 34 on the left hash. Turner had a little bit of space. He gets out to around the 43-yard line, so good field position here for Lutheran. So that was number 11 on the kick return, Connor Sievert. And now we will finally see this Crusader offense. We'll see if they have a big-time play here at the end of the half.
So you lost 4 seconds, gained 8 yards. Again, trying to make a big play, make them re-kick. Don't blame the coach there. I kind of like the strategy a little bit. But you lost a little time there, but still have 3 timeouts. Take a chance, hit something deep here.
Again, ball spotted on the 42.5. Officially say it's the 43 here for Lutheran as they try to drive the ball down the field once before half. She's going to be taken by Ballard. Ballard looking, and he's got some space. He's scrambling towards the right side. He meant to go to his – don't think he meant to go into that slide. Looks like his feet might have slipped out from underneath him. Good gain on first down, say 7 yards. They're forced to call a timeout. 15 seconds left to go here in the half.
A little different pace there, right? And with going into halftime, 4 goes there, and Sanders able to get kind of past that first line of defense with the linebackers and the defensive backs kind of falling back to stop, the passing attack here. So,
technical difficulties here this evening. Trying to get those solved. 15 seconds left to go here. Get some offense here. Ball spotted just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line here for the Crusaders. Ballard and Sanders in the backfield. Once again, this one is going to be looked off to the left. A slant route might have been open. Not the best ball placement. David Ballard on the target. It falls to the turf, and now it's going to be 3rd and 3 for Lutheran.
Taking a shot there. Trying to get your skill player out a little bit on the sideline. Make a play there, make a guy miss.
They took 2 touchdowns in that second quarter out to this 2-score lead as they were in control of that quarter, defense and offense working. Luke, we thought it was going to be a defensive game here for Dixon. So far, they've really proved their worth here, stopping the run game of this Crusader offense.
Yeah, I think, first quarter, both teams' defensive lines were really good. I think Luther's defensive line was still pretty good there to end the half. I think the Crusaders secondary got kind of lulled to sleep a little bit with the read option, and then kind of got beat twice with the deep routes there. Wish Sanders put some good balls on people, but it's just Lutheran's got to find something to keep their offense on the field. Too quick of possessions, too many punts, too many 3-and-outs. That defense with smaller teams, number-wise, you get a little tired out there. So, you got to keep things going. I think Lutheran's got to chat a little bit at halftime and find those adjustments. If I'm Dixon, I'm pretty excited.
Polk State Farm. Give Brian a call at 815-398-2552 for all of your insurance needs. So again, we'll step away for a few minutes, and we'll be back after halftime to get you set for the second half kick. We got no.
Are like honey, sweet to the soul and healthy for the body. And finally, we have our senior class.
Oh, okay.
Class of 2024.
Is it doing the job that it needs to do, at least?
No, not really. I don't know what else.
Crusader Land. Game there.
It says audio is
First
fine,
down, 3-1.
but the video is just like a frame a second, basically.
And our homecoming banner for the day.
He said he's
Coming down, the radiologist. Up next is Elena Zimmer. She's escorted tonight by her mom, Flo, and her dad, Nord. She's in her second year of captaining the varsity cheer team. Her favorite colors are purple and pink. Once Elena graduates, she plans on going to college somewhere warm and out of the state. Her favorite Disney Christmas is Rapunzel. Marquise Haynes is escorted tonight by his dad. And Keith loves to play basketball. He's been playing since he was a little kid. He also loves food. Marquise has not yet decided what he'd like to major in, but he plans on playing basketball in college. And lastly, his favorite Disney princess is Tiana from The Princess and the Frog. Vontez Dent is escorted by his mom, Alicia, and his brother, Zarius. As a junior, he was an all-state basketball player, and he was a game away from achieving his 1,000th career point. Vontez is also an all-state. He plans on pursuing his dream of playing basketball as Tiana because she reminds him of his girlfriend. And lastly, his favorite princess is his girlfriend.
And welcome back here to Rockford Lutheran High School. Dixon leads 14-0. Tonight's game is presented by Lars Plumbing, serving Rockford since 2019. Give John a call at 815-378-8686. Also brought to you in part by D1 Training Rockford. Try their training facility for free by calling 815-569-5630, as well as Brian Falk State Farm. Give Brian a call at 815-398-2552 for all of your insurance needs. I want to thank everybody for having patience with us. I believe that we now have solved our technical issues. Should have a clean feed through the rest of the ball game. And if you're just joining us, Dixon leads by a score of 14-0. They had 2 touchdowns through the air late in the second quarter. Tyler Shaner to Cullen Shaner, both down towards the right goal post. Excuse me, that right side of the end zone. So Dixon will return the second half kickoff, again up 2 scores. Luke, what are you looking for out of these Dukes as they open up this second half?
So I think with the 2 scores there, Trevor, kind of extending the lead there, and kind of, the way the pace has been going here, kind of breaking the game open, quote unquote, here going into the second half, third quarter, is they can get back on their grind and then take a shot, here and there so far. But early on, they can get back to Wiseman, kind of inside the tackles, inside the guards, hitting hard, making 3-4 yard runs, keeping possessions going. I think Lutheran needs to kind of sell out, not quite yet, but just maybe a little quicker than you would. Just because, again, defensively, I think they're in need of a big play. They need something to flip the energy, flip the momentum around. But those are kind of where I'm seeing some things at. But if I'm Dixon, I'm back to that read option and just kind of keeping that pace and keeping things slow and grinding out first downs here to start the third quarter.
Yeah, you mentioned in need of a big play for the Crusader defense. We've seen a number of tackles for loss. Called Hunter Evans' names a few times here tonight. But they have not been able to turn the ball over. We saw a couple of bad snaps there in that first half, one by either squad, the snap going over the quarterback's head. Neither team able to pounce on it, but something to keep in mind. Precipitation has stopped, hasn't really been anything since game time. Maybe a couple of light sprinkles in the first quarter, but since then it's been dry and clear, as it's turned into a beautiful night here for high school football on the state line. Ball ready for play as we are getting started to start the second half. Dixon returning. They've got 2 returners lined up around the 10-yard line. Ball is kicked away. That's a good one. It's going to be taken in around the 5-yard line on the far side by the kick returner. He's going to try to find a crease in some traffic down around the 25-yard line, the 30-yard line rather, as that's where they'll start it off here in the second half. So, Luke, we were talking about it a little bit. Seeing a lot of read option for Dixon. Lutheran has been pretty impressive stopping the run, but 2 touchdowns through the air for the Dukes, as they really found something in the air towards the end of that second quarter. Here are the Dukes. Ball on the 31 officially. Shaner in the backfield. This one going to be handed off to Wiseman. Wiseman's got a huge crease. He's down through the middle of the field, and he's going to get all the way out to midfield. Excuse me, that is number 27, Eli Davidson, on the carry. First time we've called his name here tonight. Have a quick score update. Boylan on top of Auburn, 7-0 towards halftime. Interesting thing to keep an eye out for. Auburn's looked pretty impressive here throughout this year. 3-2 on the season. Once again, Lutheran out with 2 backs. Once again, this one's going to be kept by Shaner, and he is only able to get 3 yards on that read option play. Again, he has not had a whole lot of room to run up the middle here tonight, Luke.
No, they've kind of kept him under, containment there. Defensive ends making him kind of cut up, I think, a little bit sooner than he wants to. So I think good defensive line play from Crusader so far, but definitely got to make a play here and flip the field for him.
As the backfield kind of shifts over, this one's going to be taken on the direct snap by Wiseman. Wiseman's going to be stopped back. Say he's going to be dropped for a 1-yard loss. Good perimeter defense once again, led by the senior Hunter Evans, one of the 3 seniors on this Lutheran squad.
Yeah, good pursuit there again. Not overrunning the play by no means, and when he puts a wrap on you, you better look out because that's a lot of contact coming in, and he's making big plays for the Satyr defense here.
So a critical 3rd and 8 here for both squads, especially this Satyr defense. We'll see if they can get a stop here towards midfield. Ball is snapped, taken by Shaner. Shaner looking off to the right. He's got a man down there, and that one is going to be incomplete. Do have some flags. Looks like that was pass interference as the defender never got his head around, just kind of ran through the receiver that time. That's going to be a free first down, but a tough play there if you're the Crusader defense.
Yeah, just kind of got a little, not being fundamental there, turning the ball because the ball wasn't really in play. I mean, it was, wasn't very catchable, but it's the right call. Got to make the right play there defensively, but the ref, has to make that call, and then it's going to continue the drive here for Dixon.
Yeah, you mentioned that ball was underthrown by quite a bit. We see that across all levels of football. It's a frustrating play if you're a defense. Receiver doesn't really have a play on the ball, but you're defending him, close to the hip. You just kind of run through him as the receiver tries to come back to the ball. Bad time for that to happen for Lutheran, as, like you mentioned, that's going to extend the drive here for Dixon as they are now across the 35-yard line. Ball spotted on the 32 after the penalty. 1st and 10 here for the Dukes. Shaner in the backfield alongside Wiseman. This one's going to be handed off to Wiseman. Wiseman trying to get upfield. He's got a good crease through the middle of the line right off the right guard as he's going to get a 5-yard carry on that first down run, setting up 2nd and 5. Clock inside 10 minutes now here in the 3rd quarter. Dixon moving very quickly on offense as they have done so throughout the evening. Shaner in the shotgun snap alongside Wiseman off to his left hip. This one's going to be handed off to Wiseman once again. 2nd carry in a row for the senior running back. He's got some room to the outside, stays alive. Gang tackled that time by Lutheran as they continue to drive him back towards the 30-yard line. No flag on the play, just good hard-nosed football there by the Crusader defense as he picks up 4 yards on that carry and to bring up 3rd and 2 at the 24-yard line.
No, good gang tackle there by the Satyrs. Hard hit there to end the play, but that's football. Nothing hard, nothing illegal there. That's just good contact coming in strong there and finishing the play.
3rd and 2, another critical 3rd down. Of course, the penalty extended the drive on the last 3rd down a few plays ago. We'll see what the Dixon offense has in store as Shaner looks towards the sideline, gets the audible in. 2 receivers either side of the formation, both in a stack. It's going to be quarterback power as Shaner tries to cut upfield. We'll see if he got it. I don't think he got enough. And no, the far side judge does say he is going to be about a half-yard short. So a 3rd down stand for the Crusader defense. It'll bring up 4th and 1. Looks like Dixon will keep their offense on the field, however.
Yeah, big here for the Satyrs defense. Got to come over, make a stop here, get the momentum going, get your defense off the field, and then try to get that offense extended for the first time tonight for them here. But definitely a big play as Dixon has chipped away already 4 minutes into the quarter and have an opportunity to keep that drive alive here. So big play for both teams.
And we saw them convert a 1st down on a 4th down play late in that second quarter, led to a touchdown. Here's Shaner in the shotgun. We'll look for power once again. It will be indeed, and he has got it. He's got enough space. Good leg drive by the senior quarterback. He has got 4 yards on that carry, and it will be indeed a Dixon 1st down. Another tough-nosed run by one of these seniors for this Dixon squad.
Yeah, Shaner there getting behind Wiseman. Good lead block there for the Dixon offense. So, again, not a big play, but enough to keep the drive going. And, again, running clock, keeping things rolling here.
They have been methodical here on this drive. Already more than 4 minutes they've taken here. 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line here for Shaner. Wiseman off his right hip. This one's going to be taken by Shaner, handed off to Wiseman. Good defensive pursuit once again as number 55 for Lutheran had him in the backfield, Hunter Evans. Boy, it seems like we're calling his name. He's playing one heck of a game here on defense. And pretty special here tonight, Luke, despite the 14 points that this Crusader squad has given up. I think that's the fifth, maybe sixth time we've called his name. He looks really good on the outside leading this defense.
Yeah, good pursuit there. Again, good hard hitter, making the plays here, having guys follow up behind him and finish, the tackles, things that they've done well tonight. I mean, defensively, they've played pretty good tonight. A couple big plays, but keeping their team in the game here halfway through the second quarter.
Shaner looking off to the right. This one's going to be thrown too far downfield. Looks like he had a man on the inside. Would have been a tough throw and catch. Good coverage that time by the defender, but that second down pass falls incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd and 11 at the 21-yard line. Under 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter, 6:54 on the clock. We'll see what this Duke squad has on store here for this third down play. Might see him go to the air once again.
Yeah, here I think I don't think the pass is the wrong play here by no means, but I definitely think it's a 4-down territory, right? We're inside the 30, right at the 30. The 20, right at the 20. You're getting the red zone here. I don't know how the kicker leg a little bit, but could be 4-down territory, so it could be a read option here. And get maybe Wiseman try to pick up 4 or 5 here, get fourth to be a little bit more manageable here.
So Shaner alongside Wiseman and Davidson in the backfield. This one's going to be handed off to Davidson. Davidson's got a bit of a crease, but good defensive pressure once again by the interior lineman for Lutheran as they're going to stop him for just a 2-yard gain. It'll bring up 4th and 9. And looking towards the sideline, Luke, it does look like they are going to keep the offense out there. We've seen the kickoffs from Dixon here tonight. They've been pretty good. They have not really driven the ball down the field like the Lutheran kicker has done so. So if you are Dixon, you got trust in your offense, you got trust in your senior quarterback. We'll see if they can pick up this 9 yards right here. 4th and 9. Again, Wiseman in the backfield alongside Shaner. Shaner drops back, looking off left. He's going to drive the ball down the field. This one is going to be caught. Unbelievable grab, and he is going to be in for 6. A fantastic catch by Court Jacobson as that ball was fit into an extremely tight window by Tyler Shaner. And that's going to be 3 touchdowns on the evening through the air for the senior quarterback. A heck of a throw that time, Luke, on 4th down.
Talk about a small window there. I don't know if you get your Big Mac out of that drive-through window. That was in there, tightly caught, great contested catch there, and then he falls in, gets through a guy for a touchdown. What a drive, 6 minutes off the clock, and now you're extended to a 3-score lead.
Yeah, I thought that ball was going to be intercepted when he threw that one. Looks like there's 2 defenders converging on that ball. Put a lot of heat on that one, and just a fantastic play there that time by the senior quarterback as the extra point is up, and it is good. So 21-0 here in favor of Dixon. They lead on the road. 6 minutes, 4 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. They have now scored on 3 drives in a row, 2 in the second quarter. This time taking 6 minutes off the clock, putting up 7 points here in the third quarter. As it seems like their offense has found their groove. We'll see if this Crusader offense can get something going after this kickoff. Luke, I don't want to call it desperation time, but if you're the Crusaders, you really need to get some points here before the quarter runs out, else you might be looking at a loss here at home on senior night.
No, absolutely, Trevor. You're down 3 scores. You haven't really moved the ball offensively yet. You got to open the playbook, right? You're now off schedule. You're off tempo. Slow 3-4 yard pickups aren't going to get you back in this ball game. Got to take some shots, which also lead maybe to possibly some turnovers. But down 21-0 here, you got to kind of open that playbook and see what the quarterback can do for you here with Sanders and try to open that field up a little bit more for him.
So again, if you're just joining us, thank you so much for being here tonight, this Friday evening at Lutheran High School. Again, Dixon just scored their 3rd touchdown of the ball game, 3 through the air, 3rd touchdown by Tyler Shaner, 2 to Cullen Shaner, that one to Court Johnson as they lead by a score of 21-0, halfway through the third quarter here on this late September evening. Of course, can't forget about yesterday, 21st of September, as this ball is going to be getting ready for play. The officials now get them ready to go. 2 returners deep here for Lutheran. Hoping for a big kickoff return right here. This one is going to be drilled, taken in around the 10-yard line for Lutheran. Returner trying to get to the outside. This is number 2, David Ballard. Ballard towards the sideline. A fantastic return that time. About 28, 27 yards on that return, and they set up the Crusaders with great field position as they try to get back in this game, go down and score some points here in the third quarter.
No, great return. Again, you lift the team up a little bit, right? Get the momentum going here. Hopefully the Satyrs kind of get things going offensively. Get back in the game here and then have to flip the script and make Dixon have to keep continuing to be aggressive on their end. But you got to put points on the board here, Trevor. We're getting late in the game. Possessions are going to be minimum going forward here. So big drive here for Lutheran coming out after the touchdown.
3 receivers to the top of the formation, 1 to the bottom here for the Crusader offense. Sanders takes a snap. He's looking off to the left, now throws, and that one's going to be hauled in. Wait for the catch signal. I don't see it from the far sideline, but it does look like he got that one. It's number 1, John Bemmer, on the reception. First time we've called his name tonight, and first time really that the Lutheran offense has really gotten anything going here through the air. That's definitely going to be something that we're going to look for here as the game winds down. They've got to get some big plays using Sanders' arm. Once again, 3 receivers to the top of the formation in a short stack over there, tight to the sideline. Ball on the left hash. This one's going to be taken in by Sanders. Sanders looking to pass once again. He's going to be wrapped up in the backfield. A great play that time by number 50, Aiden Hoggard, for Dixon, as he was in the backfield almost immediately. The junior gave Sanders no time to throw on that second down play, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 12.
No, did got to win your block there, right? It's a one-on-one matchup. He made a great move, went right around him. Flipped again the script back, the drive back, and now you're 3rd and long, where Lutheran has had 0 success on 3rd down tonight. You just kind of put things out of your comfort zone right now for the Lutheran offense.
Sanders once again in the shotgun. This time 2 receivers either side of the formation. 1 man coming in motion left to right. That's number 6, Anderson, as this one's going to be taken by Sanders. Sanders looking downfield. He's got some room, making some moves. Hit around the 1st down marker, but we do have some flags back around the line of scrimmage as some post-whistle antics go on. No laundry on the field for that. We'll check the flag. Could be a hold, as once again the pressure got home almost immediately. We'll see what the call is from the referee, as yes, indeed, it is going to be a holding call. Interesting call here for the Dixon coaching staff. Luke, he almost got a 1st down. I don't think he quite made it, but I think they're going to accept it and back them up 10 yards, try to make them convert a 3rd and 22.
No, I think you accept the penalty here, just for the fact of, again, 3rd and 22. You keep yourself with the field on your side of it. And if you get a stop here and Dixon or Lutheran has to punt or even go for it, you try to put another touch on the board and you get 28-0. You're really in desperation mode and could be the end of the game there if you get up 28-0 with the way things have going tonight. So we'll see what Lutheran can kind of get back and make maybe 4th down manageable and see what happens here.
3rd and 28 is the official spot, as they threw the flag a few yards behind the line of scrimmage. This one's going to be a long conversion. This one's going to be thrown and almost intercepted. That ball going off the hands of number 19, Mason Villafuerte. A couple of guys might have had a shot. That one falls just shy of the Dixon defender. And Luke, 4th and 28, you really don't have an opportunity to go for it here. 4 minutes, 16 seconds left to go in the 3rd, but your defense has played well. I know they've given up 3 touchdowns here past couple of drives, but you got to trust them. You got to put them out there. You got to say, hey, go get us the ball back. We'll pick you up on offense, but this one's going to be punted away to Dixon. Returner standing back around the 40-yard line. A good punt once again. Punting unit has been pretty good here this evening, as that one almost muffed by the Dixon returner. That is number 25, Landon Nigg, as the Dixon offense going to be set up just shy of midfield. Looks like they're going to spot the ball around the 48-yard line. And Luke, 3 straight touchdown drives here for this Duke offense. It seems like they have adjusted here to what the Crusader defense has been doing. We'll see if now the Satyrs can make an adjustment and potentially get a stop here as we wind down the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, you got to kind of get a turnover here, right? We got to find a way to get a strip on a run or maybe a tip pass and if 3rd long, anything like that. I don't think Dixon's going to go to the air too much more here, but I think you got to try to make a play here if you're Lutheran. Kind of maybe sell out a little bit more and make these 2nd and 3rd downs longer.
Shaner in the backfield. This one's going to be handed off to Wiseman. Wiseman trying to follow his blocks, but he's going to be hit immediately once again. This time a nice play by number 53, Landon Schoenweiss, as he drops the senior running back down around the original line of scrimmage. And it's going to bring up 2nd and 10 as the clock runs inside 4 minutes here in the third quarter.
Now, one of the pluses tonight so far has been Lutheran's interior defensive line. Definitely making some plays here, keeping things inside where they haven't really given a big play yet. So that's a positive going forward if you're, on the Lutheran side here with a game that's, not out of reach just yet, but definitely been one-sided a little bit here the last quarter and a half.
Shaner once again get a handoff to the running back, Wiseman. Once again, Wiseman using those strong legs, driving forward. He's going to pick up 4 tough yards on that second down carry. Bring up 3rd and 5 here for Dixon as they move across midfield. And we just talked about it a few seconds ago, Luke. They've got to get a defensive stop here if you want to stay in this ball game. 3rd and 5, you'd love to drive them back. You've got a couple of tackles for loss here in this game. Now would be a great time for one of those once again.
Yeah, I think you sell out here a little bit, maybe with the linebacker coming up the middle, try to make a big play here to get the ball back and get the offense, try to get going a little bit.
Shaner in the shotgun, one man in motion once again. That's Fordham. It's going to be Wiseman on the carry. Good option play that time. Run to perfection as the Dixon Dukes are going to pick up another first down. A great play fake by the quarterback, Shaner, as he pulled out a fantastic fake to the man in motion, but Wiseman able to pick up those 6 yards. And another first down here for the Dukes as the clock is now at 2 minutes, 35 seconds left to go here in the third quarter.
Now, great play call there. I think the motion took one of those linebackers, defensive end, kind of out of that box a little bit and able to get one guy less in the, front 7 there to make a play, and it definitely was a good call there by Dixon.
Shaner on the quarterback power. He's got some room up the middle, and he is going to get all the way down across the first down marker. A fantastic first down run. First time we've really seen that quarterback power work as well as it has on that play. Lutheran has really keyed in, but it looks like this offensive line and running game here for Dixon might be starting to wear down this defensive front of the Crusaders.
No, I think the front line here is kind of wearing down on Lutheran a little bit here. They've been on the field a lot tonight defensively, and I think you're kind of seeing the Dixon offensive line set the tone and taking that offense and pushing it forward here.
2 receivers both in stack on both sides of the formation as Shaner looking towards the sideline, getting the play call. So again, they're going no huddle. They have done that plenty of times here this evening. Shaner takes the snap. This one's going to be handed off to Wiseman. No, it's going to be kept by Shaner. Shaner's got some room to the outside. He's still going, and he's going to be all the way down inside the 15, finally dragged down at the 11. Another fantastic play fake by the senior quarterback. Luke, he had me fooled from the get-go, and I'm up here in the press box.
No, again, good read there. I think he's gotten more comfortable kind of reading those defensive ends here as the game's kind of come along. And then once he gets on there, he can make a move. And if you're not going to make that one-on-one tackle, it's going to be a touchdown or a 10 to 12-yard carry for him.
Once again, inside the red zone here for Dixon, looking to make it 4 straight scoring drives. 5 receivers out in formation here for the Dukes. Shaner in the shotgun, standing back at around his 16-yard line. Quarterback power once again, this time nothing doing as the left defensive end for Lutheran, that is number 11, Connor Sievert, able to make that stop. Brings up 2nd and 10 as clock now down around 1 minute, 18 seconds. And it looks like we have a Lutheran player coming off from the sideline. That's number 55, Hunter Evans. While we have a break in the action, I want to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by Lars Plumbing. Lars Plumbing has been serving Rockford since 2019. Give John a call at 815-378-8686. This broadcast also made possible in part by D1 Training Rockford. Try their training facility for free by calling 815-569-5630. And Brian Falk State Farm. Give Brian a call at 815-398-2552 for all your insurance needs. After the brief stoppage for injury, we're going to have 2nd and 9 here for Dixon. Shaner in the shotgun formation once again. He's going to go quarterback power off to the right side. This time he's got some room. He's trying to get upfield. He's down towards the goal line. He will be waiting for the spot. I don't think he got it, but he's going to be all the way inside the 5-yard line. And we're going to have a flag towards the end of the play. We'll see what the call is, but another fantastic run here on this drive in this quarter by this Dixon offense. As it looks like we have another Lutheran player coming in from the sideline, a little bit hobbled. Waiting to see what the call is. Don't see a signal from the official. It might have been a face mask, perhaps a late hit. As it stands, it goes against the defense from the looks of it. It'll give them halfway down towards the goal line. Of course, not much room as they're already inside the 3. But this Dixon offense really looking like the well-oiled machine that we expected from the get-go, Luke.
Yep. No, they've kind of imposed their will here about halfway through the second quarter. Their skill players have really opened up the sideline a little bit more for them, and what that has happened is open up that middle of the field with the read option a little bit more. So Dixon's definitely kind of imposed that 4-0 record a little bit here, and that their success they've had in this season. Like I said, about the last 16 minutes, 18 minutes here in the game here.
It does look like now the Dixon offense is walking back towards the 15-yard line. So I thought the call was going to be on defense. Instead, it looks like it's going to go against Dixon's offense. We'll see what the official call is once they spot the ball down and distance. But Luke, while they sort this out, don't want to look too far ahead, but a couple of weeks from now, this Dixon squad goes and faces a Byron team. Byron, looking absolutely unstoppable. 4 games this year, twice they've gone over 70. They've yet to not go below 60. So they've really been, firing on all cylinders, offense and defense. 280 points on the season so far. And this Dixon squad looking very impressive. We're looking forward to that game. And it takes place on a Friday the 13th in a couple of weeks.
Scary night there, right? But that's going to be, again, kind of don't want to look too far ahead. But the writing on the wall is, hopefully we see two undefeated teams face each other, late in October, mid-October. Those are when the games get fun. Those are when the games get rolling, get ready for the postseason. And I think that's a test for both teams. The thing about this conference is, Trevor, is teams kind of vary for what class they go into the postseason, right? So I think Byron maybe 3A, Dixon, 2, 3A, 4A, depending on where they're at. But you kind of get to see yourself against a top-tier team getting ready to go to that postseason and have success, in late October, early November, and then try to make that push for a state championship, Thanksgiving weekend. So exciting stuff here. Again, I think even, like I said, the scoreboard's 21-0, but I think Lutheran's seen defensively some good things tonight. Offensively, I think they got to find a rhythm and find ways to get the ball and their skill players on the move a little bit better than they have so far tonight.
Yes, looks like the officials still trying to sort this out. Must have been a couple of flags down there. A little tough to see from our vantage point as that is towards the far goal line. Luke, speaking of undefeated teams, we also taking a look towards next week as the big game in the Nick 10. You have got Hananiga and Boylan coming up in what is certain to be a fantastic game at Boylan. I haven't checked the scores here this evening. We saw that Auburn was trailing Boylan 7-0 just about halftime. But, that's going to be an exciting game. Clutch Sports was on site a couple of weeks back when Boylan and Belvedere North went into overtime and what is almost certainly the game of the year. Be interesting to see if anything can top that. But, that's a very exciting game as well, as both those teams look like they could do some serious damage in the postseason.
No, that's always a fun one. It's game for both schools where they circle that one on the calendar when it's summer workouts, spring workouts. It's all depending on when that game is, because for a lot of years here recently that's been the conference championship, right? So both teams, both schools, big rival game. Game usually means a ton for both schools. So those are fun ones to see. Those are ones to be on a Friday night, like you said, under the lights. Man, you just can't beat it in this area. That's one of the better games around here during the regular season for football in the Rockford area.
We have a score update. Boylan on top of Auburn 21-7 at the half. As they're getting some updates, as they are still trying to sort out what happened down towards the goal line. We have multiple penalties on the play. Looks like there's a chop block, a personal foul. So they're going to say all those penalties. Looks like he counted 3 of them. A little tough again. Referee does not have a microphone, but we're finally ready to play. So after all that, it's going to go back to 2nd and 9. as this one's going to be quarterback power once again for Shaner. Same play that they ran last time on the negated play, and he is going to get in for 6. Another touchdown for the Dukes. Tyler Shaner this time with his legs. 3 through the air, 1 on the ground for the senior quarterback. And Dixon's offense is on fire. 4 touchdown drives in a row, and they have not missed a beat here in the second half.
No, it's Dixon's senior leadership here has shown up, like I said, the last 2 quarters, and kind of imposed their will here as they went on a 28-0 run, obviously, in the last 4 possessions for them. And that's kind of flipped, the game itself and the atmosphere itself here tonight. So, and that's what Dixon has been doing all season. Like I said, I think they're almost 11 quarters in a row without giving up a point. So both sides of the ball have been pretty dominant here the last 2 quarters defensively for all 3 here. So if I'm Lutheran, you got to be able to come out and find something positive, right? The game's over, like you said, pregame, Trevor. Young team. I think they're ahead of schedule with what they got going on with the new coaching staff and the way things are going for them. So just trying to show that they can compete with the better teams in the conference. And then you go out and you win those games you're supposed to. Again, you set yourself up for more success in the postseason.
Yeah, 4, like you mentioned, this will be, we'll see if they can close this shutout out. But as you mentioned, 2 straight shutouts coming into tonight for Dixon. They're almost certainly going to shut out Lutheran through 3 quarters. We'll see if the Crusaders can find pay dirt here in the 4th quarter. But their defense, has looked phenomenal here this season. As once again, Tyler Shaner gets in for his first touchdown run of the night. He's got 3 through the air as he has played outstanding ever since a bit of a slow start in the first quarter. As we are inside 45 seconds, 43 and a half left to go here in this 3rd quarter. Dixon in control, 28-0. Here on homecoming night, came out with great energy, did Lutheran and the Lutheran fans. Still plenty of people in the stands, both on the home and away sidelines. As once again, we find ourselves in a fantastic environment, as we have all season here on Clutch Sports Media, as all the high schools in the area, both through the Nick 10 and the Big Northern Conferences, like to send them our gratitudes for allowing us to broadcast these games. A good time, a fun time, getting to call some high school ball here on Friday nights, leading you into your weekends. I know it's one of the highlights of my week, Luke. I really, really enjoy coming out here, doing this with all of our personnel, all of our photographers. If you want to find some of the photos from tonight's game, be sure to follow us on social media as this kickoff goes out of bounds at Clutch Sports 815. We have great photographers at this game. We have a couple of them around other games here in the area tonight, some Nick 10 games. So I'm sure you'll be able to find some great highlights from this game and around the league for this week and past weeks. So 43 and a half seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Go ahead, Luke.
No, I want to echo that, Trevor. You guys have, like I said, I got to do 5-6 games last year. First time back in the booth with you this year. I don't think we skipped a beat. And I just want to tell you guys and just Clutch Sports in general, adding this extra dilemma in the area has been great. I do some coaching in the area as well, and seeing the extra coverage with more in-depth, with kind of being able to do the broadcasting, which, we've been around this area our whole lives, wasn't around when we were in school. And that's kind of added an extra, demeanor to this, and that's been fun to be a part of. So wanted to tip the cap to you guys as well on that.
Looks like it's going to be a re-kick, and this one does not go out of bounds. A mistake by the special teams for Lutheran as Dixon hops on that one at around the 25-yard line. An unfortunate sequence of events as they elected for the re-kick for the 2nd time of the night, as Dixon will take over inside their own 25. Luke, you mentioned it just a few moments ago. Some of this youth, perhaps, from this Lutheran squad might have contributed to that. I know a lot of times, you've got some great players on offense and defense. Sometimes that 3rd phase of the game can pass some of the younger players by. Mm-hmm. I'm sure the coaching staff and Jeff Lukey, the head coach, will get that corrected as they go down throughout the season. But just kind of adding on to what has been kind of a bad last 2 quarters here for Lutheran. So Dixon will take over here at the 25-yard line. This one's going to be taken by Shaner. Shaner looking down the sideline once again. He's got a man, a fantastic pass breakup that time by the cornerback. Looks like that is number 2, David Ballard, as he knocks that one away. And it'll bring up 2nd and 10. .32.5 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Once again, Dixon hops on a special teams mistake from the Lutheran Crusaders. Kickoff went down towards the 25-yard line, and no returner for the Crusaders picked it up, so Dixon takes over. First down, incompletion. 2nd and 10 here. Ball on the 24. This one's going to be taken by Shaner, and he's going to be driven back. He's going to be tackled for a loss, but we do have a flag. Looks like it's going to be on offense, so that's going to drive them back 10 yards. We'll see if they accept it. Waiting for the call from the sideline. Shaner was dropped for a loss that time. So indeed, they will accept that penalty. That'll back up Dixon 10 yards. And, not to get it, it's not lost on us up here in the booth. This Dixon squad has played some phenomenal football, but there have been a number of penalties. We've seen a couple of kickoffs out of bounds. That's less of a traditional penalty, but, I've seen some holds here on offense. This defense for Lutheran has been pretty good. You got to say that contributes to it. But, that's something that they want to get cleaned up as they enter the home stretch. We'll keep an eye on that as clock's still running. We'll see if they run another play as it's inside 10 seconds. 7, 5, 4. And now we're going to have a timeout for Dixon, so they want to run one more play here in the third quarter. 3.5 seconds left to go. Surprised they didn't just let this one go into the fourth quarter. Looks like they might want to get one more play here in the third as they try to score and extend this lead out to 5 scores following the penalty. So we're going to have a timeout. Just want to take a second to give you a brief reminder that tonight's game is presented by Lars Plumbing. Lars Plumbing has been serving Rockford since 2019. Give John a call at 815-378-8686. Again, Trevor Larson, Luke Weber here on the call. Clutch Sports Media at 815. Our 5th week of coverage here in the football season. Our first big Northern Conference game of the year. As we look to wrap this one up. One final play here in the third quarter. 2nd and 19. Ball spotted at the 34 for the Dukes. Shaner in the shotgun formation. He's got his running back off to his right hip. That looks like it's Wiseman. Shaner takes a snap. He's looking for a pass once again. Protection is good. Now pressured, rolled, flushed out to the left. He's going to be forced to throw this ball away. Receiver coming back, but it does not fall complete. It'll be an incomplete pass, and that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. Dixon in control. They lead 28-0. And welcome back here to Lutheran High School in Rockford, Illinois, where Dixon is on top of Lutheran 28-0. Tonight's game is presented by Lars Plumbing. Lars Plumbing has been serving the Rockford area since 2019. Give John a call at 815-378-8686. 3rd and 19 here to start the fourth quarter. Shaner, the quarterback counter. He's got some room. He's got some space, and he's going to go all the way down, and he is going to still go. He's going to be in for 6. A fantastic touchdown run, but we'll check the flag back up around the 33-yard line. Luke couldn't quite see what happened, but that is in the area of holding. We'll see what the call is, and now the offense is walking back up towards the line of scrimmage. So a great run that time by the senior quarterback. Would have been his second on the ground tonight. Instead, it'll be 3rd and very long.
No, neglected a big play there, obviously, right? You go on and score, you really would have put things really to bed there, going up 34-0, pending the extra point. But again, like you said earlier, Trevor, kind of a dominating performance tonight if you're Dixon, but also things to fix. So on Monday when you go to practice or tomorrow when you watch film.
And they pick up the flag. So it is a touchdown indeed for Tyler Shaner, as that is his second on the ground. He's responsible for 5 of them on the evening. And a fantastic performance here by the senior quarterback. I'm sure he will get his flowers in some of the all-conference teams. You know, he has looked, outstanding here tonight. Maybe the best quarterback performance we've seen through 5 weeks this season, Luke.
No, he's definitely here. The last 2 quarters and 11 seconds into the fourth here has shown senior leadership, senior dominance as he's made big plays here with his feet and his arms. So great here, good stretch tonight. Like I said, get his flowers. I think a lot of coaches in the conference will be doing a lot of praising at the end of the year here for him and the success he's having leading this Dixon offense.
So, Luke, right before they announced that flag was no longer applicable, we were talking about some things to clean up, definitely on both sides, but especially for Dixon. We don't have the penalty count, but from my perspective, it seems like they've been penalized quite a bit more than Lutheran has here tonight. Maybe a bit of a role reversal as you expect a younger team to get flagged. But, you got some seniors on there, and one of the things that a lot of coaches will tell you, especially in football, is whenever you have a bad game, sometimes you just kind of want to forget it. You don't focus on the mistakes, you focus on the positives. When you have a game as good as the Dukes have played, you go into film session, on the weekend or come Monday, you really got to drill it into these guys, say, you can't take this win for granted. You guys played a good game, but you're way too aggressive. You made a lot of mistakes out there, and that's just not going to work against, some of the playoff teams that you might see down the road.
No, I agree, Trevor. You echo that in the film session is your goal isn't to be 5-0. Your goal, that's a stepping stone in your process, but your goal is to play in November with the playoff run, and some of those mistakes could hinder you against good teams down the road here. And Lutheran's going to find their stride here midway through the season and keep their success. But if you're Dixon, you don't overlook who you're playing, but you do have to keep yourself going and finding those things that keep you getting better as a team. And I think if they sit down over the weekend, like you said, and kind of nitpick a little bit, but also make valid points, because I think those are, big plays, like you said, pick the flag up there. But if it was a hold, you negated a, 40-yard touchdown run. Obviously, didn't go that route. They picked it up. But there's some other plays there, the bad snap early in the game, that you can kind of go through, and maybe you kind of make a smaller film session. You know what I mean? You don't drag out the whole game. You just kind of go through those processes. But because you got to keep high school kids, in tune with what's going on, and they may be like, Coach, we're up 35-0. You know what I mean? But you have to have them hold to a higher standard when you want to make those deep runs. And I think Dixon's staff will do that as they get ready for next week and then get ready for Byron here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, and as for Lutheran, we still got a full quarter to go here, as that last extra point was up and good, and bringing the score to 35-0. I know you're down big here tonight. You're hoping for some more energy. You played really well in that first quarter. Your defense looked outstanding, but you can just look from the sidelines. It's not a huge disparity in numbers, in raw numbers from both sidelines. Dixon does have a few more guys, sitting out there, so not as many players need to play two-way. but you can really tell some of the youth perhaps. You know, you got a lot of players in high school that have played two ways. Sometimes it's a little easier if you're a junior or senior. You know, you've had a couple more years in the weight room. So, you know, they've clearly got some talent here on offense and especially defense. But you know, it's going to be something that they want to kind of build upon. Again, we mentioned it, only 3 seniors coming into here tonight, a first-year head coach. And, you know, you're set up for some good success. You know, you got sophomores at running back and quarterback. You know, they've had a couple of big wins this season. Again, this one will not be a win. It'll be a loss, but some things to improve on and some things to build upon. So after that kickoff, we are now in the fourth quarter. 12 seconds down, 11 minutes, 48 seconds here on the clock. As we'll see what Dixon wants to do here. I'm sure we'll have some of the, you know, rotational, some of the younger guys get into the game. We have a score update. Final in Freeport, Harlem 32, the Pretzels 19. So another victory picked up for the Huskies as they look to get back to the postseason in the NIC 10. Here is Lutheran on offense. Once again, this one is Sanders. It's going to be handed off to Ballard. Nothing doing once again as, you know, we saw some decent runs by the Crusaders, but Luke, it seems like it's been, you know, 30, 40 minutes since this Dixon defense has been on the field.
Yeah, it's been a very stagnant Crusader offense tonight, and just haven't been able to win blocks to allow them to get those 4 or 5 yard runs. We kind of talked about pregame to make second and third down more manageable. And Lutheran just doesn't have the passing attack just yet with a young quarterback and young, you know, skill guys on the outside, and that's going to grow this year and in the next year. But that's just something they've struggled with, is they're just not able to put the pressure on the outside. I think Dixon kind of keys in on those inside runs right now.
Here's Sanders on the draw play. He's got a little bit of room. He cuts back, takes a spin move, reverses field. Good run here by Sanders, trying to get down the left hash as he has an impressive run, but only for 2 or 3 yards. Showing the moves was Gavin Sanders. He's got some speed towards the outside. If he could have picked up another block towards the perimeter, he could have gone for a lot more yards. Instead, a great tackle in the open field by the Dixon defender. It's going to set up a 3rd and 7.
That was an entertaining 3-yard run right there. He missed about 4 guys missed there, put a little stiff arm on a guy, and then nice tackle by Dixon to end the play there. But like you said, though, Sanders has some ability, as he's shown earlier in the year against some other teams here, and he's going to keep continuing to have success. But just a different skill level on the field tonight.
Here's Sanders once again looking to pass the ball to the right. Now he's going to throw. He's got a man open, a good open field catch. That was John Bemmer on the reception. He took a big lick at the end of the play towards the sideline. Does not draw a flag. A big first down here for Lutheran as they get a big positive chunk play through the air.
No, I like that a little bit. You get Sanders kind of on the run there, and he's able to, as we just seen, make some guys miss. And then he makes a great ball on the run, you know, to Beamer, and Beamer makes a great catch. And again, I think Lutheran maybe second or third first down all night. I mean, it hasn't been many, but seeing success here in the fourth quarter is key for a young team to keep them motivated and keep them having that drive, you know, with a month left of the season.
1st and 10 now at the 36-yard line for Sanders in the shotgun formation once again. He is rolling off to the left, looking to pass the ball downfield. Short ball. That one is going to be off the hands of Beamer. Could have been intercepted on the back. Looks like that was number 25, Landon Nigg, who got his hands on the ball. Instead, it falls to the turf and brings up a 2nd down and 10 as we are inside 10 minutes, 9:48 left on the clock here in the fourth quarter. Now 2nd and 10 here for the Satyrs. As we take a look at some of the upcoming schedules. Again, we mentioned the Byron game here in a few weeks for Dixon. Of course, tonight they are playing here at Lutheran High School. Next week, they go back home to Winnebago. 2 on the road, Rockford Christian, and then Byron for the big matchup. Finish off the season versus North Boone. So some exciting football yet to come here for the Dukes as this snap's going to be over the head. Another nice play there by Sanders. 2nd time we've seen that on the evening here for the Satyrs offense as the center having a little bit of trouble getting that ball down for his quarterback.
No, again, just drive killers. Those are, you know what I mean? Early in the game, they made a good run there, and they just kind of killed the drive there. And, I mean, I know late in the game, scores a little bit out of hand. You just want to keep things on schedule, keep the momentum they were having a little bit, and you have this snap, and now it's 3rd and 21, and you're just trying to end your night on a positive, and that kind of deflates the offense a little bit there as well.
So it'll officially go down as an 11-yard loss, 3rd and 21 here for the Crusaders. This one's going to be a swing pass off to the left, falls incomplete. It was looking for David Ballard as that ball is incomplete, and it'll be 4th and 21. We just talked about the Dixon, what they have got upcoming over to Lutheran. Next week they will go on the road, take a short drive over to Rockford Christian, come back home versus North Boone, and then back-to-back away games at Oregon and Genoa Kingston. We'll see what this Crusader squad can do. We'll see if they can finish off the season with a winning record. You know, Luke, I think they've got the looks of it. We'll have to see what they do against some of the other competition here in conference. This punt is away. It's going to hit around the 50-yard line, takes a Dixon bounce, and it'll be down to inside Lutheran territory. Ball spotted at the 43-yard line. We'll see if Dixon's offense comes back out as we are under 9 minutes, 8:49 on the clock here in the 4th quarter.
No, I think like you said, Trevor, gotta get four wins. You might sneak in depending on what class, how things play out. 5 get you in, right? And if you're Lutheran, to be scratched tonight, you go to 2 and 3. You got to find some games there where you got to get 3 out of 4 here to end the season and get in the playoffs. I think they're very capable of doing that with who they have on the schedule. You got a big rivalry game next week against Rockford Christian. Go over there and try to get a win, get back to 500, and play out the rest of the year.
Here's Shaner. Shaner's got a man deep and open, caught around the 5-yard line, still trying to sneak in. He'll get in for 6. Devontae Wilson with the snag through the air. That is another touchdown for the Dixon Dukes as they've put up now 6 touchdowns on the evening, 4 through the air, 2 on the ground for Tyler Shaner.
No, Shaner's been impressive. Shaner's found his stride. Been a great player here, great athlete as we got going in the 2nd quarter. Just kind of, again, having that 4-year player in this, the game got a little bit slow, got a little slow start for Dixon. But, man, he's really put it on here and been a highlight tonight. And, putting on, like I said, the all-conference votes and getting those things going. It's nice to put those stats up and be winning as well. So he's definitely tipped the cap to him as he's put the team a little bit on his back here and been that guy. But that's what you're supposed to do as a senior leader quarterback.
And a correction on that touchdown catch. That was Gabe Rowley. We do have number 12s on our list, but Gabe Rowley with the touchdown reception. Again, the 4th of the night for Tyler Shaner. Again, 4 through the air, 2 on the ground, putting on an outstanding performance. Senior quarterback, and we've said his part here tonight, but you can really tell he's been in this system for quite a while. 3rd year in the system, 3rd year starting for a very good Dixon squad that made the playoffs last year. They clearly have the look, and there's really no doubt in my mind that they're going to get into the postseason. Remains to be seen. It's been a while since they've won a postseason game. They've been there 8 straight games, but they're really trying to get into that 2nd round, something that they have not been able to do these past few years. And, Luke, from the looks of it, it looks like they've got the squad to do it. The senior leadership on offense and defense. I think they have a shot to make some noise, potentially get into quarters, maybe semis here this season.
No, I agree, Trevor. I think they have the skill set. I think they have the line, the front guys on both sides of the ball to make those plays and extend drives, which they have done, since the 2nd quarter here, and then having the quarterback that can make the big play, has the big arm. I think, again, you go maybe, try to go 9-0, you beat Byron, but if you get 8-1, you host a game, you try to get that first win in a while for the football team in the playoffs and get your seniors off on a high note.
A fantastic kick return here for Lutheran. This is number 2, David Ballard. He gets all the way out to around midfield. A great play as we were discussing the Dukes' potential postseason as the junior kick returner makes some noise here late in the 4th quarter. as we are now in the running clock territory as Dixon is up 42-0. Clock ticking under 8 minutes as this one is getting towards the tail end of the ball game. Ball spotted on the 48-yard line. Again, Sanders in the shotgun formation. He's got Ballard off his right hip. The two sophomores leading the charge here on offense here tonight. This one's going to be rolled out to the right for Sanders. Sanders looking downfield. Instead, he's going to pull it down, and he's going to be dropped in the backfield. Got another play by this fantastic Dixon defensive line as Sanders goes down for a 1.5, maybe 2-yard loss on that first down carry.
No, just kind of, again, up front, Dixon has been posing that will. And when you're a young quarterback, kind of got things going on the run a little bit. That pressure's gotten there, and then the feet get a little bit quicker in that pocket. So I think Sanders has held his own tonight, but definitely just a little bit outmanned on the front line.
Sanders once again in the shotgun. This one rolling off to the right. He's got a little bit of pressure. Now tries to escape back towards the left. He's still looking downfield. Now pulls it down, gets across the line of scrimmage. He drops the ball, and it's going to be taken by Lutheran. Number 22, Graydon Schoenweiss. Number 22, Aiden Wiseman hops on that one for Dixon. And another turnover here for this Lutheran squad. That is their first of the evening. Of course, they did have that kickoff play mishap, but just not what you want to see. Sanders had some room. He made some very nice moves. We saw the lateral quickness. He got upfield. He broke out of some pressure, but that time he kind of took a pop on the back end out of a guy that he just couldn't see, and that ball goes to the turf, and now Dixon has a chance to add on here tonight.
No, just again, sophomore, trying to make a play, right? You're down big. You're trying to, have success, and just made a play and tipped the cap to Dixon there with a strip there, and then picking it up. And again, just kind of imposing their will a little bit here late in the game, and having that success of a team has bigger goals than starting off with 5-0 here on the year.
Looks like Brady Lawrence, the sophomore quarterback, has come in to spell Tyler Shaner, so his night is over. As a fantastic night all around for the senior quarterback. So after that false start, ball on the 40-yard line, and we have another penalty. Looks like another false start. Looks like some of the youth that this Duke squad has brought in has a little bit too happy. You're out there. You're here on a Friday night. You got some sophomores, some freshmen maybe even out there, getting a taste of some action against a pretty good team here in Lutheran, even if they have been on the tail end of some impressive performance here by the Dukes. But, you get some of those guys. It's good to get them some experience here in the fourth quarter, some live action. You can only hit your own players in practice so many times. It's good to get out there and hit somebody wearing a different color jersey.
Yeah, it's a little different here, right, Friday night. So the Big Northern and I think other conferences have went this way just because numbers are kind of a little bit down in areas at times, but the JV usually play on Monday nights, right? So it's a little different momentum, different feel when you get to run out on a Friday night lights instead of a Monday night JV game for the fresh soft. So, again, a little different here, a little excitement going for the Dixon guys. But, again, they go to practice every day. They should get the moment, and it's cool to get on that field and have these moments.
That was a run by Owen Belcher, the sophomore. Have another update as Belvedere North leads by a score of 35-14 over the Belvedere Bucks. His second down run goes for nothing once again. Belcher on the carry. He is not able to get much. It'll bring up 3rd and 20. Clock inside 4 minutes in the fourth quarter. Offense in the huddle. Have seen quite a bit of no huddle here for this Dixon squad, of course, with the score being what it is. Got some young guys, some inexperience there on the field. Want to make sure you get the play call in correctly. It's again a read option this time. Looks like a bit of miscommunication between the two sophomores, as I think Belcher was expecting that ball from his quarterback, Lawrence. Lawrence almost shouldered off the running back, took that one. He gets dropped for a loss. So nothing doing here for the reserve squad offense on the Duke side, as they're going to be forced to punt this ball away. They'll give the Crusaders a shot, perhaps, to punch this ball in and avoid the shutout here tonight. 2 returners deep at the 35-yard line here for Lutheran. Clock now inside 3 minutes. 2:50 again, running clock thanks to the score, 42-0 here in the fourth quarter. Ball is going to be taken around the 25. A low driving kick, not a great punt this time for Dixon, and Lutheran's going to take over at around the 50-yard line, perhaps a half a yard inside Dixon territory. And Luke, with the running clock, you still got some guys out there. You fumbled last time, but you'd love nothing more than to end this game on a positive note. You really want to get into the end zone right here for the Crusaders.
Yeah, I think you coach the game as it's still a close game. Even though it's a running clock, you try to get your guys out. And like you said, try to have a big play here, end the game. A little pride maybe. You end this kind of the scoreless streak of Dixon maybe going with 2 minutes left. But we'll see kind of where these first couple plays go here if Lutheran tries to end on some big plays.
So under 2 minutes now to go here in the ball game. Again, Sanders now looking off to the right. He has got a receiver. He is met immediately with contact. Trying to see the number who he was targeting that time. Looks like number 15, I believe. Do not have him on our roster list, but a good throw, but a good play by the defender as he met the receiver almost immediately. And that one falls incomplete for second down. So 2nd and 10 following the incompletion. Ball spotted at the 49-yard line inside Dixon territory here for Lutheran, as they've got a couple more plays here in this ball game. Snap is taken. Throwback to number 8, that was Trayshawn Lockhart. Ball a little bit behind, still looked like it was catchable from the quarterback, Sanders. This kind of encapsulates what's been going on for this Lutheran offense, as there was something maybe a little bit there, but they're not able to get anything that time. It falls incomplete and brings up 3rd and 10.
No, just like you said, just the momentum of their whole offensive game tonight. Just haven't been able to get out of the gates and trying to sustain drives, have success, things like that. So a little different film session for them going into the weekend than Dixon has. But again, I think you still had good things, and it's hard to say that in a 42-point loss. But you had a good first quarter and a half, and I think you can kind of hammer that home for your defensive side and then find that success offensively and find a way to get your skilled players more involved here for the Lutheran offense.
We got a timeout on the field, and that gives us a great opportunity to remind you once more tonight that this game was presented by Lars Plumbing. Lars Plumbing has been serving Rockford since 2019. Give John a call at 815-378-8686. Tonight's game was also made possible in part by D1 Training Rockford. Try their training facility for free by calling 815-569-5630, as well as Brian Falk State Farm. Give Brian a call at 815-398-2552 for all of your insurance needs. After the timeout, we're going to have a 3rd and 6. Yeah, a couple more plays here in this ball game. Quarterback in the shotgun once again. This is Sanders. Sanders looking deep, trying to get one more chunk play here in this ball game. Couple receivers just overthrown that time by the sophomore quarterback, as that falls incomplete. And see if the Crusaders want to run one more play. Clock inside 15, and 11, 10, 9, 8, and yes, indeed, that will be the end of the ball game. Again, final score here tonight, 42-0. Dixon prevails on the road over Lutheran, as they started off a bit slow but rode a couple of drives in the second half to a scoring explosion in the second, led by the senior quarterback Tyler Shaner Luke, what are your thoughts here tonight from this Dixon squad that came in here on the road and really just put out a fantastic performance?
Yeah, you got to tip the cap to the Dukes tonight. They came out, again, slow at the gate. We kind of echoed that throughout the first quarter. I think both teams were kind of showing respect to each other, and I think Dixon caught a little bit of what maybe Lutheran's struggles were, and I think that was in the secondary, and Shaner was able to kind of find spots and make those plays tonight. But again, tip of the cap defensively as they go, 12 straight quarters now with goose eggs. And when you start your game off with 0 and you end it with 0, you're in for a good night, and Dixon definitely did that tonight. And we'll try to continue that going forward.
And as for Lutheran, again, we mentioned it a couple times in that fourth quarter, but some positives to take away. The offense really kind of sputtered out of the gate, and Dixon's defense really performed fantastically. They had some good pressure. The D-line linebackers were really living in the backfield all night, made things really tough for the Crusaders offense. Couldn't get much going. A couple guys we saw them, Hunter Evans, for the Crusaders, we saw him go out of the game. He looked like he had a lower body injury. And whenever he went out, it really looked like the feel of the defense kind of changed a little bit.
Absolutely.
He's certainly one of the key players, one of the 3 seniors on the roster for the Crusaders. So hopefully he's okay. He did get back in the ball game. That he's a key guy down the stretch if this Rockford Lutheran team is going to get into the playoffs. But player of the game definitely has got to go to Tyler Shaner. 6 touchdowns responsible, 4 through the air, 2 on the ground. Looked like a guy who might make for conference, if not second or honorable mention. Tough to find a guy like him. Quarterback like that only comes around once in a while. So, again, for Luke Weber, I have been Trevor Larson. Again, final score here tonight. Dixon prevails over Lutheran, 42-0 here at Rockford Lutheran High School. Again, to see some highlights and pictures from this evening's ball game, be sure to follow us on social media at Clutch Sports Media 815. But that'll do it here for tonight's ball game. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.